Hi, Max. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. I'm very excited to get talking. It's a couple of weeks before the launch of Dead Country. Probably going to be sharing this interview after the launch of Dead Country. But yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited, a little bit trepidatious. It's wonderful to be ready to release another book in the Craft sequence out into the world, the first book in the Craft Wars series, and also a little nervous, of course. You never know, always wonder what people are going to think about it. And there's also the sort of doubled consciousness of being deep in the editorial weeds on book 2 and having a substantial amount of book 3 drafted sort of before book 1 is even out there.
Yeah. And it's been quite a while since there was a Craft Sequence installment. Is it, what, 2017, I want to say, for Ruin of Angels?
I guess that would be right. Yeah. So, gosh, 6 years.
That's a slightly terrifying amount of time.
Yeah, terrifying.
And I
like
guess,
really.
you're saying about it being the first in the Craft Wars trilogy. So what made you decide to kind of split it in that way? Was that a publishing decision? Was that a you decision, a story decision? How did that come about?
Combination of all the above. We wanted to, I think my agent, my publisher, and we all wanted to go back into the Craft sequence world. I didn't have a feeling that I was done with these books, but I'd started to get a sense of, well, I could keep writing just new incremental new releases sort of indefinitely. But as I had continued to develop the characters and the story, it felt like things were really building sort of the accumulated details of meta plot that had started just sort of seeping in almost to amuse myself, had built to a concentration where I really felt like I should do something about them. And there was this, what we were initially thinking was going to be a couple of years, but then there were, we had a kid, and then there was a pandemic, and everything got a little bit janky for a while there. But there was a small gap, going to be a small gap between publication of Craft sequence books. And also this was going to work a little bit differently from the sort of mainline sequence. The other books have come out. I've tried to make each one as self-contained as I could get away with. There is continuity, and the characters have life stories that evolve over time, and the world evolves. But at least theoretically, you could pick up any book, and I think
the hardest to pick up would probably be Ruin of Angels, I think. But you said before that's like a linking book, so I think that works as well, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And Ruin of Angels still has like a substantial amount of sort of character stuff that's original to it. Like the Alicant setting hasn't shown up elsewhere before, but you understand a lot more about Tara and about Kai and their respective places and their journeys if you've read the other books first. Four Roads Cross feels for me like the hardest because it's the direct sequel, being a direct sequel. But the idea with Dead Country and the subsequent books and the Craft Wars is that there'll be a common causal through line through all of them. Like the events of Dead Country are going to lead to the events of the next book, are going to lead to the events of the following, and then we'll see where we go.